Hi, this is Allison on another haunted road trip. I'm following in the footsteps of the witnesses to the Mothman sightings that have been occurring in Chicago. This latest flap, which is the biggest flap that we know of, started in February 2017 and is still going strong. Now, this location where we are is number 9 on Lon Strickler's Mothman sightings map. This particular report was taken by the investigator on the ground for most of these sightings, Manuel Navarrete, from the UFO Clearinghouse. He received an email and then later a phone call from a man who described himself as a law enforcement officer. He said that he was just here with his son, his 10-year-old, taking a walk like they would normally do on nice evenings. And this night, it was Friday, May 5th, at around 8 p.m. at night. And this man and his son were walking down this path here, just having a great time, talking about what their plans were for the upcoming summer, when something swooshed over them. And they thought that what had flown over them, of course, was maybe just one of those large Canadian geese or something like that. But then they looked toward the creature and saw that it was a humongous bat, except that it had a very distinctive human figure. And this figure is described as being about 6 foot tall, with a wingspan of about 8 to 10 feet. And it's also thought that it was kind of a grayish, blackish color. Now, of course, the man and his son were both startled, and they watched this creature fly up over the field house in the back here and towards the tennis courts. And as it flew over and disappeared, they heard like a couple of people who were at the tennis courts cry out in surprise at seeing this creature as well. So what we're going to do is take you past the field house and take you to the tennis courts as well, so you can get an idea for what it looks like. So here's the field house. It's quite a nice little park here.
Steve talks about LEOs having more to lose if they are hoaxing.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. In terms of law enforcement officers, I don't know that this person is a law enforcement officer. I know he described himself as a law enforcement officer. That's a big difference. I mean, if that person would come forward and be willing to talk on the record, that would be a different thing. So we, as with all these things, just need to go with the witness report. But, you know, there's a lot that we're taking on faith here. All right, so we're coming around the field house, and we're going to take you to the tennis courts where this being disappeared to. So the man and his son just couldn't believe what they saw, because at first they thought it was a goose. Then clearly it's not a goose, it's a man-shaped bat. It's 6 feet tall, it has huge wings with an 8 to 10 foot wingspan. That was an extraordinary sighting for them. And so he decided he just had to report it when he heard that similar things had been sighted in Chicagoland. All right, and here the tennis courts are through here. Maybe we can pan up a little bit and show you how wooded it is. Some very tall trees here. Could make the perfect perch for a monster. Here, there's also some basketball players in the offing here as well. and so here are the tennis courts. So again, lots of sightings in this area. Calumet Park, beautiful little park, beautiful field house, tennis courts, but also possibly a monster. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll have more reports coming up soon.